Hello and welcome to the channel, and welcome today to This War of Mine. This is going to be releasing on the 14th of November and it comes from 11-Bit Studios. This is a game where you actually play as a group of civilians trying to survive in a besieged city during times of war. It's a bit like a survival management game. Once we actually get into the game you'll understand a little bit better. So I'll just start a new one. I have actually currently got one going, but it was only ready to test it out. I think I'm on about day 3 or 4. Just so I kind of knew what was going on. Right, let's see how we get on. So this is our little home. You'll notice the kind of cool art style. There's I'll try and talk properly. There's actually an option in, well, the options menu, where you can actually change between the type of pencil shading that they use. So this one is set to soft, and then there's one that's a bit more sketchy. Just kind of cool. So I find the art very cool. So this game's split into kind of like 2 sections. So you've got daytime where you can't leave the house, and you have to do preparation on like your house to keep it safe, eat, all that kind of business. And then you've actually got the night time where you send someone out to scavenge. So people will also like guard the home, that kind of thing. So we've got 3 different survivors. Each one has slightly different needs, which I do believe these are randomly generated as well, because some of these are actually different than what I had the first time. So for now we're just scavenging for literally everything that we can physically grab. So can you get through here at all? You can, definitely try. Yes, it does actually generate, so this is actually a slightly different group than when I very first played this. So that's kind of cool. We send him up there to try and break down some of these things. So we want to be trying to send as many people to different places to try and scavenge whatever the hell we can. So we can't get through here. Oh yes we can. My bad. My bad. So we're going to see what's in these cupboards down here. And I think we'll get... oh, we got a lockpick, so we can open some of the other doors as well now, which is always good. So we'll get this guy to go and start oh, okay, yeah, that's fine. You, sir, can go and start clearing that as best as you can. This needs to be lockpicked, so you can go and lockpick that. And I want you to clear this as much as you can. So you can start to get tools and things like that as well. So another thing here, we have the ability of a workbench here, so we can build things like beds, which is something I'm going to have to actually start doing very soon. In fact, I'm going to probably start doing that right now. So if you click this here, it basically takes you to a workshop where you can start to build basic like amenities for your house. So you can build stoves, radio, so you can try and find out what's going on outside, because weather plays a big import in this as well. Ability to cook food better, make filters for water so you can catch rainwater and filter it so it's safe to drink. So we'll make a bed. Placing things down is pretty simple. You just drag it and it'll roughly lock. So it'll go into this like lighter phase and it'll kind of lock. So if I go to put it here, you see it'll clip to the nearest place and it can actively put it down. So you can't literally just drag it anywhere, but it'll roughly lock it for you, which is pretty cool. So I'll put it just slightly closer to the door, I think. There we go. Save a bit of space. So he'll go and start placing that down now. Because obviously sleeping in a bed a lot nicer than sleeping on the floor, so it helps people. Because at night, generally speaking, you have one person go scavenging, someone will usually sleep, and then someone will guard if you can. Guarding doesn't always necessarily help though if you haven't got a weapon, as I found out. Because obviously there's a chance you will be raided by like other groups that are trying to survive, so they'll come and they'll invade in the middle of the night while you're out scavenging. And try and like take your food, take any water you've got stored at your home. So there's always a constant risk to going out, but if you don't go out you'll very quickly run out of stuff. There's barely enough in the house for you to actually survive for any decent length of time. Right, let's send him back to the workshop and see if there's anything else we can build that's going to help us out. Hopefully we can. So we've got someone who's slightly wounded. Should I build a radio or should I build a crude... no, a crude stove would make more sense just because then it allows us to actually cook some actual food. So we'll put that, say, here? Yeah. That looks like a good place. So yeah, we're just currently doing like the most basics of setups. I don't know if there's probably better ways of actually doing this, but oh, our guy upstairs is through, so we can go and get access to this. And that gets us a few more bits and bobs. Not as much as I was really hoping for, honestly. Might as well go and start getting to clear this, I suppose. And you're now done. Can you do anything with this? Not really, and we can't build any of the other workshops over now, so that's fine. You can go and search that. Is there anything else that we can search here? We've got some jewellery, so you can use that to trade with other people that come along. Honestly, I don't think there's much more we can do without getting more lockpicks. I'll go and give it a go, though. Hopefully we can find somewhere else to break through. Can you get through here? No, right, so we need a lockpick to get in up there. In that case then, friend, you might as well go and rummage through that. And he's just got through there, so now he can get access to that. That gives us a bit more water, which is always helpful. And, oh, we've got some herbs here. That's pretty good, and it gives us a lot more material, actually. Well, that actually may help us craft something else, so let's find out. So, everyone's got... I will actually just quickly go into this. Every character's got like a little bio sheet, tells you a little bit about them. And usually they have like one bonus perk, so like this guy's a skilled scavenger, so this is the guy that I want to be sending out for scavenging, because I think it means he'll get more stuff. Anything in orange is basically like a hindrance. So like... Oh, 2 seconds, let's just build... I could build another bed, I could build a radio so we know what's coming. We could build a metal workshop so we can try and make some tools. Or we could make a moonshine. Metal workshop does seem like a very good, because that allows us to make crowbars to get into doors and all that kind of... Yeah, sure. That makes a lot of sense. That'll do well for scavenging, so... I'll leave that actually next to this, I think. We'll have this little crafting room. So, if we go into this guy's bio, sometimes they have extra perks. So here you go. Like, this guy is he's a good cook, but he's also a smoker. So, what kind of makes him feel better is if you can get cigarettes, which you need to... I do believe you actually need to craft them. You need to use, like, herbal medicine. You can turn that into cigarettes, I do believe. I think it's on here. Various herbs that can be used to make herbal medication and roll up cigarettes. There you go. So... and here's the thoughts. So, our shelter is one depressingly ugly ruin. We should do something about it. We only have one chair, we have one bed, but we could use more. It's hard to get a good night's sleep on a cold concrete floor. They miss books, they really need a radio, they lack cigarettes. We have a few breached walls, our shelter is not safe, and we have to be on constant guard. I'm not sure if there's anything we can actually do about that yet. I imagine there's eventually ways to, like, patch it up. I would have thought, anyway. But I'm not sure how, honestly. Okay, I think the day is going to actually end on its own accord soon, but there's not really anything else here I can think to do that we really need to do right now. We could build another lockpick, but I think for now we'll actually save it and we will just end the day, I think. So now I'll show you the nighttime phase. So, because this guy is a skilled scavenger, even though he's a little bit sick, he can... Oh, I see, skilled scavenger, so he can actually carry more, so he is actually the best one to send out. So he'll be going out on scavenge. We'll let our cook, since he's slightly wounded, sleep in a bed, and our fast runner can be on guard. So we've got a choice at the moment of 3 places to scavenge. So each one of these will kind of give you an idea of what's there. So this cottage that's been shelled has lots of food in it, huge amount of materials, lots of meds, huge amount of weapons, lots of parts. Semi-detached house here has huge amounts of food, lots of amount of meds, huge amounts of weapons, huge amounts of parts, but there's also danger there. So there could be other people there that could shoot us, basically. And then there's another place that's just huge amount of materials, lots of weapons, lots of parts. So Shelled Cottage is pretty much our best place to go because it's got the most amount of pretty much everything and seems to be no danger. So that's our night phase prepared. We don't need him to take anything with him because we haven't got any tools to help him along, so he can just have an empty inventory so we can fill it with stuff, or as much as we can. Okay, so now we're back here. I do apologise, the game actually crashed, so I had to very quickly redo the first day so that when we actually go back to the house you may actually notice some slight changes. So, hopefully nothing too serious though. So, we're going to quickly grab as much as we can here. You will also notice that there's the sound. Sound plays a big part during the scavenging part. What's that? Shell casings. Interesting. Right, well for now let's just grab everything that we can and then we'll start kind of organising it as we go. Let's just quickly look through here, make sure there's nothing dangerous. There shouldn't be, but we'll just double check. So we need food is a big deal, so we're going to try and get as much of that as we can. Oh, that is perfect. Right, we want as much of that as physically possible. So we'll drag all that into there. Take a bit more of the wood out, drag those into there. More of everything. All the water we can physically carry, definitely. Okay, that's pretty good. Shell casings maybe not needed quite so much. There's probably enough here for us to come back for a second scavenge, honestly. So, we may do that. I'll just quickly go and double check a few other things in case there's any seconds that we can grab. We want to be bringing back as much as we can each time. Oh, you see, there's actually some medication here. That would actually be... Right, let's get rid of the shell casings. We don't need those as much. We do need bandages because we've got someone that's injured. And meds would also be incredibly helpful as well because we've got someone that's sick now. So let's take out that metal and put that in. There we go. I think that's a pretty good haul. I think we'll just go with that. So now I'm just going to click run back to exit. So I'm going to do a quick cut here just in case the game does crash again. It'll be easier for me to chop it up, so I will see you in just a second. Okay, so we're now on to day 2. So we've just got back from the scavenge. I brought the bandages, now let's see that wound. So there you go, so he's made reference to the fact that we know that someone's actually wounded. The night was calm, so nothing happened in the night, which was good. Marco's been searching, has brought back some interesting finds, so there we go. We had a pretty good night, so now obviously we're going to have a lot of debuffs. People are getting hungry, people are getting tired, some are wounded. So in this case, it is actually Marco himself that's wounded. So he should be able to go and actually make use of the bandage. The guy that was sick should be able to go and make use of the meds. And this guy is a good cook, so he should actually be able to use the stove to actually go and cook up some food for everyone, hopefully. Hopefully I got enough that everyone can actually get a meal of some sort. That's the hope. So we're going to need some fuel. We have quite a lot of metal at the minute, but we also do need a lot of it, so I'll actually make use of the wood and we'll make 3 fuel so that we've got enough for everyone, and hopefully we should be able to feed everyone today, which will be pretty good. So he's now on meds, he's been bandaged. Right, now you are going to cook up 3 meals. There we go, we actually do have enough for 3 meals. That is awesome, so we've had a perfect night. Obviously that's going to have used a fair bit of our resources, but it's still pretty good. So I think we'll get our scavenger to go and grab himself some food. And who was it that slept? Was it you that slept? Somehow they're all tired. Oh no, sorry, this guy isn't tired, he's just hungry. So I'll let him go and grab some food next, so then he should be fine. And then he can go and actually start building, and the guy who was out all night scavenging can go to sleep and get some rest. And hopefully that will also help with his wound. And then we can let this guy grab some food as well, since he did cook it. Right, so now you should be able to go and build. Hopefully we can build a second bed. 2 beds for the daytime would be pretty nice. And we just got an achievement for feeding, so that's always good. Because I actually use those wood, I now actually can't afford to do anything, but I could put down possibly a radio or a rainwater collector, or I could get the workbench that I am now missing thanks to that. Yeah, I think a workbench will probably be the thing I'll put down, honestly. Seems like it'd be the most useful thing to have. Because if you build a shovel and things like that, you can get through these debris a lot faster. So yeah, I think that's a pretty good look and give you an idea of how the game would play out. Obviously at night time random things can happen, you can get invaded by other scavengers. Sometimes they can be pretty dangerous and they can kill your people, from what I understand. I've been invaded by a group once before, but they were fairly passive, so they didn't hurt anyone, but they did take quite a lot of food, because they were armed and we weren't, so we couldn't do anything about it. So yeah, there's some pretty cool things that can happen. Disease obviously can get hold of you guys, so you've got to try and make sure you've got plenty of medication and all wounds are taken care of. So far I'm enjoying it. I'm looking forward to playing more. I may do another video once I've played, if I manage to get a little bit further in, so I can show you some more of the features of the game, but it's going to take me a little bit of time to actually get to that point. So yeah, I mean, maybe I could even turn this into a mini-series. It depends on if you guys actually want to see me play through it, or if you want me to just maybe show you some of the stuff later on, or if this is all you needed to see. This is just basically to give you an idea of the actual gameplay that's involved at the start of the game. So hopefully this has been helpful to you anyway. If this was, please do leave me a like, drop me a comment and subscribe if you haven't already. I'm going to leave it there. Thank you very much for watching. This has been This War of Mine from 11-Bit Studios, available on Steam and probably a few other places on the 14th of November 2014. Thank you very much, and bye-bye.